Hello, welcome to episode 6 of Prisoner vs. Wentworth reviews. It's been a little while since I've been doing any of the reviews, so I'm going to review an episode I just watched of Prisoner, which was the episode where Doreen was brought back from a mental hospital after she was sent there, and she was on some sort of legalized sedative medication. And towards the end of the episode, even though this is a bit of a spoiler, she stabbed her foot with a gardening object when she was working out in the garden. And then the officer found her and she was screaming. And then that particular officer, I can't remember the officer's name, not a major character in the series though, but she took Doreen to the governor's office, and Erica was like, "What's going on, Doreen?" And she noticed and found out what happened, and she said, "Get a doctor," or something like that, you know. And then basically towards, before the end credit theme song came of On the Inside, Nolan Burke's daughter, Leanne Burke, who was recently fired from the new job that she worked at, she also basically, they were robbing a guy, and basically some guy phoned the police. And that's where basically this episode ended, which was a really, really good episode. And I'm about to watch another episode, which I'll review later on down the track. And I just was watching this episode going, there's such really good acting in this episode. It's very fantastic. And I just loved how much of this storyline was so good. And the bit where I laughed was the guy who hired Nolan Burke's daughter, Leanne Burke, how Leanne Burke said that the guy was basically perving at her tits. I thought that was pretty funny, actually, especially for a show that came out a long time ago. Just to use that sort of language, I thought it was pretty funny. And that particular saying, and how she got fired for using bad language too, I thought it was pretty funny. I would have loved if she said what bad language she used, like she said modern swear words that they use in shows these days. That would have been a very entertaining thing to do in the series, but never mind, they didn't do that, of course, but would have been pretty funny. And I kind of laughed when Meg was like, "She doesn't clean up her act, I'll kick her out in 2 weeks." Just the fact how when Meg gets angry, it's very amusing. And also the fact that she is a softie and does at times some very silly things. I do love prisoner Meg Morris, though. She's a fantastic character. Whereas the Meg Morris they sort of had in the remake, you didn't really know her very well. You never got to meet the Meg in the series of Wentworth, where in the original Prisoner, she lasted from the very first episode to the very last episode, so you saw a lot of her on screen because, of course, as you know, the show runs 692 episodes, and she's in basically every episode of the series, so that's a long time, whereas in the remake, that has only about 12 or 13 episodes, you only saw her in the first season, a few episodes, and she was the officer who died in a riot that went on. She was the officer that was killed, whereas in the original Prisoner, it was Meg Jackson's husband that was murdered. That's the differences between Prisoner and Wentworth, of course, as this is a Prisoner versus Wentworth review, so I have to mention a few things every now and again from both series. Otherwise, it wouldn't be much of a Prisoner versus Wentworth review if I only reviewed the original series. Anyway, this was a fantastic episode. I absolutely loved it, and I'm looking forward to repeating for the second time the episode that comes after. So I hope you're still enjoying the series, and I'll see you for more Prisoner vs. Wentworth reviews with the next episode to come, episode 7 of the series, and see what I'll be talking about then. Bye.